What if the life you've been building is based on everything except truth? What if the reason you feel drained, distracted, or disconnected isn't because you're doing life wrong, but because no one ever taught you how to do it real? Not with filters, not with fluffy quotes, but with brutal, soul-cutting honesty. In a world obsessed with validation, speed, and perfection, there's a quiet rebellion waiting. A return to clarity, to depth, to meaning. These are not surface-level tips. These are truths that will wreck your illusions, reveal your patterns, and rebuild your peace. They might sting, they might make you uncomfortable, but they will also wake you up to yourself, because the moment you stop living for applause, the moment you stop chasing what doesn't heal you, the moment you stop trying to become someone else's version of enough, that's when life really begins. In the next few minutes, you won't be told how to be perfect. You'll be invited to be whole, to be real, to be free. So take a breath and let's begin. One, do what's right for you, not for others. You can lie down to let others walk all over you, and they'll still complain you're not flat enough. That's the brutal truth of the world we live in. No matter how much you give, how much you sacrifice, it will never be enough for people who only take. And yet, so many of us live our lives trying to please everyone except ourselves. But here's what you must understand. No one else is walking in your shoes. No one else feels your pain, fights your battles, or carries your dreams. Every second you spend comparing your life to someone else's is a second you waste your own. You weren't born to replicate another person's path. You were born to create your own. People will criticize you whether you follow your heart or not. So choose what's right for you, because only you have to live with your choices. Only you will lie awake at night, replaying the what-ifs and the regrets. So don't live for applause, live for alignment. Don't live for likes, live for love. The self-kind, the soul-deep kind. Doing the right thing for yourself may make others uncomfortable. It might make them question your decisions, even walk away. Let them. You're not responsible for their comfort. You're responsible for your growth. You don't owe anyone an explanation for evolving. You only owe yourself the chance to live a life that feels honest, peaceful, and whole. Live so that at the end of it all, the person staring back at you in the mirror knows you stayed true. Not to expectations, but to your essence. 2, gratitude, simplicity, and selective living. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a magnetic force. The more thankful you are, the more life gives you things to be thankful for. It rewires your brain to look for beauty, even in broken places. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. And in that shift, life begins to feel fuller. Not because you got more, but because you finally noticed what you already had. We live in a world obsessed with more. More success, more attention, more validation. But what if peace isn't found in having more, but in needing less? Simplicity isn't about deprivation. It's about clarity. It's about removing the noise so you can hear what actually matters. If you have more than 3 priorities, you have none. Spreading yourself too thin doesn't make you productive. It makes you empty. Every yes that isn't aligned with your deeper purpose is a quiet betrayal of your time and energy. And over time, those small betrayals become burnout. Stop trying to make everyone happy. You'll ruin your life. You're not ice cream. You're not here to please every taste. The cost of constant approval seeking is authenticity. And the longer you live for others, the further you drift from yourself. Gratitude grounds you. Simplicity centers you. In choosing wisely who you love, where you invest your energy, what you give your attention to, is how you protect your peace. Remember, not every invitation deserves your RSVP. Not every relationship deserves your heart. And not every opportunity is aligned with your soul. Live selectively, not selfishly. 3. Actions matter more than words. Words are easy. Promises are cheap. Anyone can say, "I care, I'm here for you," or "I'll never hurt you." But the truth of a person is never found in what they say. It's revealed in what they do. Talk is temporary. Behavior is evidence. Not everyone is for you, even if they claim to be. Loyalty is not spoken it's shown when someone's actions consistently contradict their words. Believe what you see, not what you hear. Stop making excuses for people's patterns just because you like their potential. Potential doesn't pay the emotional bill. Consistency does. You cannot love someone enough to make them love you back. That truth can be painful, but it's also freeing. Love given freely is beautiful, but love demanded, chased, or begged for becomes a burden. Relationships should be built on reciprocity, not rescue. And when it comes to life's problems, complaining won't fix what action won't touch. If something can be changed, act. If it can't, accept. Anything in between is wasted breath. The danger lies in giving people too many chances based on their words, while ignoring their track record. If someone truly values you, you won't have to keep reminding them how to treat you. And here's another truth. When you blame others for your unhappiness, you give them power over you. You make them the authors of your emotional story. Take that pen back. It's not about being cynical, it's about being wise. Watch patterns, guard your peace, and remember, energy is expensive. Don't spend it where it's not valued. Four, time is precious. Stop wasting it. Here's the harsh truth. You don't have as much time as you think. We live as if life is endless, delaying dreams, silencing feelings, postponing love, thinking we'll get to it later. But later is not a promise, it's an illusion. People die with music still inside them, not because they didn't have talent, but because they ran out of time before they ran out of excuses. The trouble is, you think you have time. Don't get married because you think it's something you should do. Don't stay silent because you assume you'll have another chance to speak. And don't wait to say "I love you" until the moment passes. Say it, and say it often. Life has a strange rule. It only makes sense when you look backward, but it must be lived forward. That's why regret is so common. We often don't realize what mattered most until it's already behind us. The bad days don't define your whole life, unless you let them. Don't let one dark moment convince you the whole journey is meaningless. Instead, focus on this moment because it's the only one guaranteed. And if you've ever questioned whether you made the right decision, good. It means you've taken a risk. You've stepped beyond comfort. Growth never comes to the ones who stay still. So don't waste another second living someone else's idea of what your life should look like. Live boldly, love openly, and chase the things that set your soul on fire. Because one day you'll look back, and all that will matter is that you truly lived. 5. Growth through adversity and failure. A calm sea never made a skilled sailor, and a smooth path never made a strong soul. We often try to avoid pain, discomfort, and failure, but those are the very things that shape us. Every scar carries a story, and every setback carries a lesson. Life's toughest moments aren't meant to break you. They're meant to build you. Failure is not always a mistake. Sometimes it's just the best you could do in a difficult situation. And that's okay. The real mistake is giving up. You don't lose when you fall. You lose when you refuse to get back up. Growth doesn't come from getting it right the first time. It comes from trying again after getting it wrong. Sometimes the right thing and the hardest thing are the same. You might have to walk away from someone you love. You might have to leave behind something you have worked hard for. But strength is forged in those painful decisions, the ones that stretch your heart but sharpen your character. Stop complaining about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in. Effort is the rent you pay for progress. One day you'll thank yourself not for being perfect, but for not giving up. Limits aren't walls, they're checkpoints. And once you accept your limitations, you can begin to rise above them. You'll find that you were always capable of more, but fear, doubt, or comfort held you back. So the next time life knocks you down, remember, this is training. This is how resilience is born. And this is how you'll become someone who looks back and says, that didn't defeat me, it defined me. 6. Emotional discipline and the power of words. Your emotions are real, but they are not always right. Feelings are valid, but they are not facts. Letting emotions drive your decisions is like letting the wind steer your ship. You might move, but you'll never be in control. One of life's greatest skills is learning not to react. Because when you react without thinking, you give away your power. You become a puppet to whatever provoked you. But when you pause, breathe, and respond, you reclaim your strength. You show maturity, not just instinct. Never make decisions when you're angry. Never make promises when you're euphoric. And never say things you don't mean just to win an argument. Because words once spoken can be forgiven, but never forgotten. Be careful what you say, especially in moments of high emotion. Your words can be medicine or poison. A single sentence can heal a heart or leave a scar that lasts years. Choose your language with the same care you choose your actions. Also remember, you are not only responsible for how you feel, but how you act on those feelings. That includes your own emotions and how you allow others' emotions to influence you. Don't let someone else's chaos become your storm. Emotional intelligence is not about suppressing emotions. It's about mastering them. It's the art of feeling deeply, but acting wisely. Kindness without boundaries can destroy you. Cleverness without compassion can isolate you. You must be both, kind and discerning, gentle but clear. And when it comes to your inner dialogue, speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love. That's where true emotional discipline begins. Seven, self-discipline and inner strength. The easiest way to destroy your confidence is to constantly break the promises you make to yourself. Each time you say, I'll start tomorrow, and don't, your mind takes note. And over time, it stops trusting you. You become someone who talks but doesn't act, who dreams but doesn't move. That erosion doesn't happen overnight. It's quiet, subtle, and deeply damaging. Self-discipline isn't about being harsh with yourself. It's about being loyal to yourself. It's showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's doing what's right long after the mood you made the plan in has passed. Your mind gives up long before your body does. When you feel like quitting, it's often not your limit. It's your comfort zone panicking. Push past that, and you'll meet a version of yourself you didn't know existed. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you'll only see obstacles. Your belief system isn't just in your head, it shapes your reality. Slow success builds character. Fast success builds ego. You don't become strong by winning easily. You become strong by choosing consistency over chaos and integrity over instant gratification. The happiest people aren't the ones who have everything. They're the ones who make the most of everything because they have trained themselves to focus on what they can control, their mindset, their habits, their choices. You set your own standard. you define your own excellence. Every day, you get to vote for the kind of person you want to become, with your actions, not your intentions. Inner strength isn't a trait you're born with, it's a decision you make and remake every single day. 8. Responsibility, healing, and self-awareness. The moment you start taking responsibility for everything in your life, even the hard parts, even the pain, is the moment you begin to heal. Blaming others might feel satisfying in the short term, but it keeps you trapped. When you blame, you give away your power. You hand your peace, your future, and your potential over to someone else. But when you take ownership, not for what happened, but for how you respond, you reclaim your freedom. Healing isn't just about moving on. It's about looking in the mirror and asking hard questions. What role did I play in my own suffering? What patterns did I ignore? What truths did I run from? That's not about self-blame. It's about self-awareness. You can't fix what you refuse to face, and you can't grow in denial. True healing requires radical honesty, not just with the world, but with yourself. Don't let your past write your future. Stop cheating on what could be by staying attached to what used to be. And don't confuse pain with identity. You are not what hurt you. You are what you choose to become after the pain. The more truth you can face without running, the more power you'll unlock within. Because self-awareness is not weakness, it's a weapon. And when used wisely, it cuts through self-deception, blame, and old stories that no longer serve you. Some people will never apologize. Some wounds will never be fully understood, but you don't need closure to begin again. You just need courage. Take full responsibility, not because everything is your fault, but because your healing is your responsibility. And the more you own your story, the less power it has over you. 9. Relationships, boundaries, and choosing wisely. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with. So if your circle doesn't challenge you, inspire you, or reflect who you want to become, it's not a circle, it's a cage. Some people enter your life as blessings, others as lessons. The key is knowing which is which and acting accordingly. Loyalty doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. Love doesn't mean accepting harm. And kindness doesn't mean sacrificing your boundaries. Stop looking for the good in people who continuously show you who they really are. Start looking for good people. Character over charisma. Integrity over charm. Consistency over potential. Avoid people who use their pain as a weapon. Being wounded is not a free pass to wound others. And never date someone you wouldn't also be proud to call your friend. Because friendship is the foundation of any love that lasts. You don't owe anyone access to your life. Just because someone's been around a long time doesn't mean they have earned the right to stay. Time served is not the same as effort given. Set boundaries, twice, not to keep people out, but to protect your peace, your energy, and your values. True connection doesn't require constant performance. The right people won't make you feel like you're too much, too emotional, too honest. They'll make you feel safe to be fully you without edits. Don't let loneliness convince you to lower your standards. Alone is better than attached to the wrong energy. And remember, the people you surround yourself with are either lighting your path or dimming your spirit. Choose wisely, love deliberately, and protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. 10. Fulfillment, legacy, and living with purpose. You only die once, but you get to live every single day. Make sure when your time comes, your life was truly yours. Too many people chase the idea of more success, more attention, more achievement, only to realize too late that they were climbing a ladder against the wrong wall. Fulfillment doesn't come from what you acquire. It comes from what you become and what you give. No single goal, relationship, or title will ever complete you. There is no finish line that makes everything suddenly okay. The truth is, nothing can fix you but you. And even then, the goal is never perfection, it's alignment. If you want peace, stop chasing things. Start building character. Start creating value. Start contributing in ways that outlive you. Because at the end of your life, no one will care how many followers you had or how big your house was. They'll remember how you made them feel and what you stood for when it mattered. Purpose doesn't shout, it whispers. It shows up in quiet choices, the promise you keep, the hand you hold, the work you do with integrity, even when no one's watching. These moments may seem small, but they build a legacy. Live so that your actions echo beyond your time, so that when people speak your name, they feel something good, something true, something lasting. And remember, the happiest people aren't those who have the easiest lives. They're the ones who gave life their fullest effort, who stayed true to their values, who didn't wait for purpose to arrive. They created it. Live with intention, love with courage, and leave behind something no one can take, the example of a life well lived.